Thank you very much. Syed Jahin, আপনি কি মনে করেন যে এটা কি বাতিল হয়ে যাবে, এটা কি রিপিল হয়ে যাবে হিউম্যান রাইটস অ্যাক্ট?
ওয়েল, আমার মনে হয় এখন পর্যন্ত কনসালটেশন লেভেলে কোথাও সাজেস্ট করা হয় না এই যে 1998 হিউম্যান রাইটস অ্যাক্ট অ্যাবলিশ করা হোক। কনসালটেশন প্রসেসে যেগুলো আসছে বা আসতেছে সেটা হচ্ছে যে ফার্স্ট অফ অল যে প্রশ্নটা যে whether do we need a bill of rights when there is a human rights act, যারা এর পক্ষে যুক্তি দিচ্ছেন তাদের যুক্তিটা হচ্ছে যে উই ডু নিড বিকজ হিউম্যান রাইটস শুড কাম উইথ রেসপন্সিবিলিটি। ইট ইজ ইউজড এগেনস্ট দ্য ইনস্টিটিউশন, পাওয়ারফুল এগেনস্ট দ্য পাওয়ারফুল বাই ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল উইক পারসন। যেটা গভর্নমেন্ট বলছেন বা যে আর্গুমেন্টটা ইন ফেভার ইউজ করা হচ্ছে যে ইয়েস দ্যাটস ফাইন, কিন্তু দ্যাট হ্যাজ টু কাম উইথ রেসপন্সিবিলিটি অফ দ্য ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল এজ ওয়েল। মেইন ডিবেটটা কখন শুরু হলো, যখন দেখা গেল যে আমাদের এখানে এখন ইমিগ্রেশন আইনের আন্ডারে কনভিক্টেড ক্রিমিনালকে ডিপোর্ট করার ব্যাপারটা আছে। তো যখনই ডিপোর্ট করতে যাওয়া হয় তখনই যদি এই লোকটার এখানে ফ্যামিলি থাকে তো ফ্যামিলি রাইটস আন্ডার আর্টিকেল 8 এই ডিপোর্টেশনটা হয়ে যায়, কোয়েশ্চনেবল হয়ে যায় যে whether it is right or wrong, এবং অনেক সময় দেখা যায় ডিপোর্টেশনটা হচ্ছে না। তো তারপরে যেমন প্রিজনে যারা আছে কনভিক্টেড, should they have voting right, এটা নিয়ে এই ডিবেটটা যখন শুরু হলো তখনই প্রশ্ন আসলো যে whether do we need a bill of rights, but as an individual you should act in a responsible way so you don't get convicted. You don't do anything that will cause damage to your fellow citizen. So that's the main argument for bill of rights. Second argument যেটা হচ্ছে যে,
so are you saying the Human Rights Act doesn't cover that? I mean, Article 8 doesn't cover that.
It does not say about the responsibility. It does not say about the responsibility. That's the argument the government is putting.
Yeah.
Well, if you become convicted,
yes,
then you have not acted in a responsible way.
Right.
So that's what they want to do. And the second thing, which is important one, is just the argument is that the convention, European Convention on Human Rights, was created in 1950, quite long ago. So it has not been updated. So if we have a Bill of Rights, there is an opportunity to update it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, those who are arguing against it, they can say, well, why do we need a Bill of Rights?
Mm-hmm.
We can update our Human Rights Act. The other argument they are using is, when 1998 Act was passed, there was not much debate about human rights. If we do a Bill of Rights now, there will be much debate, so there will be an opportunity for people to become knowledgeable, to gather and to enhance their knowledge about human rights. So these are the arguments, obviously, but I think the fundamental thing is there's the fundamental rights of individual that needs to be protected.
Yes.
And I don't see so far any suggestion anywhere this Bill of Rights would do so.
আপনি যে খুব succinctly খুব useful information দিয়েছেন. Thank you very much. If I go to Moinul Islam.
Thank you. Basically, there's two different things, and the arguments for Bill of Rights and human rights are coming from two groups of people. Bill of Rights is a subject for in politics books. For example, this is something to do with the citizen's charter. This was the previous argument before the Bill of Rights. It came through in politics because people want a citizen's charter. Citizens have, like, আমরা বাংলায় বলি খাদ্য, বস্ত্র, বাসস্থান, শিক্ষা, চিকিৎসা. These are rights people want who are citizens of the voters. Now, human rights, it's something that has been enforced on UK by Europe by virtue of their treaty rights, treaty obligations. Article 8, it's given by the court certain powers. It's a qualified right. Article 3 is a qualified right. So the courts, what are they saying is, the pressure is given by the politicians to the court saying, look, can you just bring down this qualified right of Article 8 by what Shahinbhai had said, to add some responsibilities with it. So I don't think there is any suggestion of abolishing the Human Rights Act. What they're trying to do is, Article 8 is so powerful, they're trying to get this power down. Because Article 8 at the moment, let me give you in our immigration context. Now, for an immigrant, immigrants use Article 8 and Article 3. In asylum cases, for example, somebody who fears persecution in his home country, under the 1952 Convention of the UN Convention, he can claim asylum. Now, some countries, if he goes to America, capital punishment is there. Death penalty is there. European Convention on Human Rights actually abolishes that. And the European, this is why we have, so if he has fear that he will lose his life if he goes to his own country because of his political belief, religion, whatever, then he needs to protection of his life. And that's what this Human Rights Act gives. That's one. So the other right...
But can I just ask you, when you say that it's not going to be abolished, I mean, if there was a Bill of Rights, I thought the whole idea was to repeal the Human Rights Act and then...
well, that's my view. It's not going to be, because it's going to be very controversial if they try to abolish it with Europe. So it's not going to be what I think they would try to do, because the Bill of Rights is for citizens. The citizens don't get benefit. Like Bill of Rights, the Citizens Charter, there's a lot of arguments about right to free treatment, like NHS bills, if somebody's struggling and all these. These rights aren't in the Human Rights Act. Europe can't enforce these.
I see.
These are Citizens Charter, for example. The Bill of Rights originates from Citizens Charter. So these are different sort of rights people are, as citizens, they're arguing.
Manoli-san, thank you very much. Now we're short of time. Before we go to break, I'd like to speak to Anwar Babal. I know he's come a long way from Northampton.
First of all, assalamu alaikum to your viewers. It's a pleasure to be here. And I hope they're having a lovely day. What I should say, that there is only one reason why the government is even thinking about a Bill of Rights and why they're actually focusing on a Bill of Rights. And it's quite simple. It's to attract votes. It's to do with the forthcoming election. It's to placate Middle England, who are very concerned at the amount of colour out there. They're very concerned about these so-called foreigners coming into the UK, apparently taking the wealth out of the country or taking benefits when they're not supposed to. And a lot of scare stories are being meted out throughout the media in order to point the finger at the foreigners and say that, look, the reason that we don't have many jobs available in the UK, the reason that we have too much crime in the UK, the reason that we have a shortage of accommodation, and all sorts of other socio-economic problems that the United Kingdom has, is because of those who are not nationals of the United Kingdom. And that is the reason why the government thinks, hold on a minute, because of this overwhelming reaction and so-called blame against the foreigners, let's show that we are trying to rein in on the Human Rights Act and then demonstrate that we are the party who's going to take control. And as a result of that by default, they're hoping to get more votes. But the fact is, and this is something they know very well, they cannot be incompatible with the European legislation. They can't. It's quite simple. They can't. Because when they do these things, and when they have done these things in the past, we've taken them to court, and we've taught the government a lesson. So very recently when they said, you can't bring over a spouse who is under the age of 21, or if your spouse is over the age of 21, if you're under the age of 21, your spouse cannot join you. When they said that, we took them to court. The bar was very instrumental in that. And it transpired that the government was very wrong. They were very embarrassed. They paid a lot of money out in fees and so forth. And they learned a tough lesson. And the fact is that they can do what they like. The government can do what it likes. But they know full well that with the grace of the Almighty, with the blessings of our people, that we will not sit quiet. If we believe that the community is being prejudiced, then we will fight and speak out for them. It all goes back to the inalienable rights that you were talking about, the cornerstone of fundamental freedoms of public policy that you spoke about. The fact that these rights are supposed to be universal, which means that they're applicable everywhere, that they're supposed to be egalitarian, that they apply to everyone, that it's the same for everyone. What we see in the UK is that this is only utopia, it's only a dream. It doesn't apply in the United Kingdom. We don't see it in the United Kingdom. If you want to bring, at the moment, if you want to bring your spouse to the United Kingdom, and if he or she cannot speak English properly, according to a level, an arbitrary level that the government has set, then they can't join you. This is a fundamental breach of human rights, in my humble opinion. Yeah. And there are many examples. So to say that, in theory, to say that it is the cornerstone of public policy, I personally don't agree with that. I don't think it is. I don't think the human rights are the cornerstone of public policy. I think the cornerstone of public policy is what the public will like and will vote for. No, I understand. We're short of time.
It's just so interesting what you're saying. And we will carry on from that point just after the break. Dashak Mondali, আমরা চলে যাচ্ছি ছোট একটা ব্রেকে। Thank you.